I think there are two aspects to the torture problem in Sri Lanka. One aspect is to do with the conflict that we have had, the military ethnic conflict. And then there is a separate issue to do with police brutality, particularly using confessions as admissible in court to get convictions. And then on the second one, I think that it's a fairly widespread, because the method is fairly widespread. I think all human rights issues are important, and torture is particularly important, particularly because it's mental as well as physical, and it has no place in a civilized society, and there should be zero tolerance for it, but it should be seen in the broader light of democracy, rule of law, and failing institutions. And we've got to get that big picture right, and torture will disappear. Torture is bad because it degrades people. Human dignity is completely ignored. And I firmly believe that all people are created equal, and therefore every human being has value, and therefore torture has no place. It's a social evil committed by people on other people. Unfortunately, Sri Lanka is emerging from a military conflict. It's not a post-conflict society, but it's a post-military conflict society. And when you emerge from a military conflict, your tolerance of violence is at a higher threshold than in other societies. So therefore, this doesn't get the attention it really deserves. And there is probably less awareness than we assume. And therefore, we have to create more awareness about this social evil. And I'm sure people will respond to it, because it particularly affects the poor and those who are disempowered. I think there are many things that can be done to stop it. First is we have to create awareness among the public, awareness among politicians. Secondly, we need to provide resources in the fight against it. We have to provide resources to the judiciary to help it continue its work independently. We have to provide resources to the police so that they could get convictions without using torture and confessions, by using circumstantial evidence and the evidence of witnesses and so forth. So training is involved, investment is involved, and then the whole judicial system we have to invest in. So I think that all these things need to be done at the same time, building the other institutions so that we entrench the rule of law and democracy in the country, which will in that sense take care of the issue of torture. I think this conference has helped in that it has focused on the issue. It has also shown that it's a fairly widespread issue in Asia. It has also brought to light the fact that these issues existed in other countries, and particularly in the West. But as the public became aware of it, and it became abhorrent to society in general, with the demise of slavery, torture also disappeared. And I think this is a matter of time before societies in Asia begin to realize this. Parliamentarians like myself need to also take responsibility. And I think it's going to be a matter of time as we begin to have zero tolerance for it, that maybe in a few decades we would probably see this social evil completely banished. Yes, one thing that I will do is I will help to raise awareness about it. I will argue in the legislature for more resources to strengthen the institutions, public institutions like the judiciary, the administration, the prison system, and the police. Because I think we need to tackle it from two ends. One is we need to call a spade, what's wrong is wrong. But at the same time, we need to strengthen the institutions and reform the institutions, and that needs resources, and I'll certainly be arguing for that.